What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Maximus the Fourth. What I have to your guys' left in my right hand is yet another bottle of Crystal from the makers of Pepsi from 1994. And then on your guys' right, in my left hand, is a vintage bottle of Crystal Pepsi from 1992. Now, make no mistake about it, Crystal, from the makers of Pepsi, is absolutely not Crystal Pepsi. So let me give you the rundown in the background history of both Crystal, from the makers of Pepsi, and Crystal Pepsi before I do a taste test. The title of today's video is going to be, does a Crystal from the makers of Pepsi actually taste different than a vintage bottle of Crystal Pepsi? Here we go. Dating back in 1992, Crystal Pepsi was first released in 1992 because Pepsi was using Crystal Pepsi to try to compete with Vanilla Coke. After just 1 year of Crystal Pepsi's first initial release in 1993, it was pulled from the shelves and discontinued forever because of low sales. And then, in 1994, what PepsiCo did is they took a different formula and they made another clear cola soda. So the ingredients in Crystal from the makers of Pepsi was completely different than the original Crystal Pepsi. Now, if you look at the colors really closely, you can definitely tell that this is indeed an authentic bottle of Crystal Pepsi. Most of them had that very dark, almost black color, but very dark brown. And some of them had more of a yellow looking color because Pepsi had improved the ingredients, because what happened is the colors would turn dark and it would lose that picture perfect clear cola because the ingredients were off. So if these old bottles sat in the sun, that is why they would gain the old color, dark color that they did. Now, as you can see with this Crystal from the makers of Pepsi, it has a complete different color. It's more like a yellow urine color, as crude as that sounds, but it's true. So what happened is the new formula of a clear cola soda from Pepsi, which was Crystal from the makers of Pepsi, is this item actually failed way worse than original Crystal Pepsi did in the first place. So because of that, after the first year of its release, Crystal from the makers of Pepsi, it was pulled from the shelves and discontinued forever. Now, because I've had so many people up to this point tell me that I remind them of the LA Beast, or that I am LA Beast's twin, or I am somebody that would be somebody if LA Beast made a baby, and even you haters out there that are saying that I'm an LA Beast wannabe, and oh, you'll never be the LA Beast, and because I am the wannabe LA Beast, I'm going to open up this Crystal from the makers of Pepsi and do a taste test of this next to a 1992 bottle of Crystal Pepsi that's already been opened but still has the Crystal Pepsi in it. And then I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I think. Here we go. Let's start with the original Crystal Pepsi from 1992. Okay, so right off the bat, taking a sip of this original Crystal Pepsi, it definitely tastes the way it should. I've had one of these before, and it just has that rotten sugar taste to it. And it's a taste that's not horribly bad, but it's not great per se. Yeah, you can definitely taste that it's supposed to taste like a cola soda, except it's clear. But other than the aged taste to it, there's just really not much that you can get out of it. So now let's try the crystal from the makers of Pepsi. Here we go. Oop, spilled some. Crystal from the makers of Pepsi, ladies and gentlemen. Just take a look at that color difference. Here we go. Hmm. Okay, I've had one of these as well, and it definitely tastes the way that it should. It's hard to get an exact reading on what this tastes like, but luckily right here it does say new citrus taste, and having a hard time trying to detect exactly what this tastes like, it really does help to read that new citrus taste label on the bottle. So, like I said in a different video when I originally tried this for the first time, it definitely has that citrus taste to it. The original Crystal Pepsi absolutely does not. Now, again, I don't know if this is supposed to taste like a mandarin or an orange or a, I don't know, some other citrus fruit out there, but it definitely has a very different, refreshing, smooth taste that an original Crystal Pepsi from 1992 absolutely does not. So, with that said, let me just give you guys a few more tastes from each bottle. That way I can double check and really know exactly what I'm tasting from both of these, and then I will give you my final assessment. Okay, yeah. So, again, other than it having a rotten taste of sugar to it, there's really nothing else going on in here other than that. And you can definitely taste through some of it if you focus hard enough. But yeah, it just tastes like a clear cola that has rotten sugar that's in it. Now, one more time for this citrus crystal from the makers of Pepsi. Okay, there's that citrus taste again. That actually does not taste bad. This actually tastes a lot better than this Crystal Pepsi from 1992. Okay, so I think I got it. This one, you're definitely getting a refreshing citrus taste. I don't know if it tastes like oranges or mandarins, but it's much better than a Crystal Pepsi from 1992. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, does Crystal from the makers of Pepsi taste different than an original Crystal Pepsi from 1992? Yes, it does. And it is even better, in my own personal opinion. Maximus the Fourth here. I thank you all for watching. Signing out, and I will see you guys next time.